This is the video to create a demo timer project for Scratch in Exploring Computer Science. In the previous video, I gave an overview of this, so I'm just going to go about and show you how to create a demo simple game on this based around a timer. So you can see I've already imported a button, and I've already imported graphics that says click the button. So I'm going to come over to my coding. I'm going to click on the graphic or the sprite, click the button first, and I'm going to set up that. And this is really simple. So I'm going to come to my events and say when the green is clicked, I want to show this. So I'm going to go over to looks, and I'm going to show this sprite for a certain amount of time, and then I'll have it disappear or hide it, and we'll do something like 1.5 seconds. And then we'll come back to looks and hide it. Now again, that might be too short of a time, and we may need to adjust that as we see how it runs. So now I'm going to come over to my button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the variables I need for this. Well, I know that I'm going to need one for the amount of clicks that I have, so I'm going to set that up. I'm going to come back and make a video or variable for a high score because I want to keep track of that. There's a previous video on how we tracked high score as well. We're going to do it differently here just to give you some flexibility. And we're going to set up one as our timer. So we have clicks, high score, and timer. We'll leave those there for now. So what we're going to do is come to our events, and we're going to start this program pretty simple. And that's with our green flag. Now, we're going to show this variable to start with. Now, you might wonder why we're going to show it, because I know eventually I'm going to take this away at the end so the player can't continue to play. So when we hit the green flag, we're going to need to reset it with the show. So I'm going to come to my variables, and I'm going to set my variables. I know I'm going to need 3 of these because I have my 3 different variables. And the first one is clicks. We're just going to reset to 0. We can do timer, however long you want the game. I'm going to do something really short now, just for the sake of this demo. And then I'm going to set my high score. Well, what do I want to set high score to? I want to set my high score to the high score. Now, I know that doesn't quite make sense, but it will when we write the check for clicks versus high score to store that information. Once I'm done, I'm going to want to broadcast this. So I'm going to come down to broadcast, and I'm going to write a new message, and I'm just going to say start. So I'm going to broadcast a start message, and I'll use that to actually start my programming over here. Now to come back, I need a forever loop, and what I want to set up is my if statement. And this is where I'm going to check for my high score. So what I'm going to say is, just like I did in that previous program that we've written to show high score, I want to say, oh, I don't want equals, I want my greater than. So if my clicks variable is greater than my high score, I want to set my high score to my number of clicks. So now we have a good solid start to our program. The next one is actually really simple. I'm going to come over to my events and say when this sprite is clicked. Well, what do I want to have happen? I want to increase my variable for clicks by 1. So now you can see I can start. I get my little clicker. My high score is being stored, but I can go on forever and ever and ever because my time function hasn't. So when do I want to start my timer? Well, that basically comes down to is when I receive that start message. So I'm going to say when I receive my start message. Well, I need a few things to happen here, and I want these to occur forever in my loop. So I'm going to grab a forever loop, and check out the next video so we can see how we're going to set up this timer to self-check and stop at 0 and end the game.